Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube. Welcome back to another episode of my YouTube. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Asawumi. I tell stories, I do movie recommendations, and sometimes I tell stories. But all of this time I've been reviewing movies, and I'm very sure Time to Tell Story will come one day. If you are returning, thank you so much for tuning in. And today is another episode of me reviewing a very nice Netflix movies. As you all know that all my movies are basically from Netflix, because I don't know, I think it's like the most perfect place to get a movie to watch instead of looking for sites that have these movies, and I don't know. So today I'll be reviewing The House of God. Yes, it came out on Netflix I think yesterday, 26th July, and today is 27th. And I saw it today. I saw it earlier today, and I'm like, oh, you know what? Let me just use this as a comeback on my channel, because I've been so busy, especially with my shooting setup. I've been having a lot of issues trying to set up where I shoot my videos, and because I've been renovating my space, and I've just been doing a lot of things that kept me so busy. So House of God is what we are reviewing today. It's a Netflix movie, and the main character is portrayed by Femi Branch. Okay, so before I go into the movie, I just want to give a background history of the House of God adaptation. It's an adaptation of the Yoruba historical events that happened in the Oyo Mesi. That's the Oyo, and it's not the modern Oyo of now. It is called Oyo Ile. Then it's the Oyo Mesi. They have this. It was during the pre-colonial administration. Yeah, it was before, during, and after the pre-colonial administration. And if you go to the town of Oyo today, I'm very sure you are still going to see the Oyo Mesi. They are like the king makers. They are the ones that they are like the three executive branch of government: the legislative, the judiciary, and the executive. You know, the characteristics and the roles they play to the president. Those are the same roles that the Oyo Mesi played to the Alaafin of Oyo Asad then. So this history happened back in, I'm just going to, because of this review, I had to do a little bit of a background. If you are Yoruba, or if you done history, you would be familiar with this story, with the House of God story. It is an adaptation from Basharunga. Yes, everybody know Basharunga. It is an old historical story. It was a life event. It happened in the Oyo Empire back in the early 70s. Okay, so I may not be really sure on the date, because while going online to check about historical event stories, I noticed that the dates are kind of a little bit different, but the stories are the same. Although there are two sides of the story, but 80% of the sides of the stories are true. So I'll quickly go through the background of the story, the main event that happened. So in the Oyo Empire, Basharunga is like the president general among the nations of that time. Like is the general military manager. Is everything. Is a prime minister. Is a warlord. Before he went to a particular war, he came back with victory, and they gave him the Basharun. It was never the Basharun in Oyo then. It was never the Basharun. Keep in mind that he was a warrior, but a great warrior at that. Like, he fought. He was the pillar of Oyo. He was the pillar of Oyo Ile back then. See, it's Basharunga won and Oyo Mesi won. Like, nobody has fought before him. Nobody was able to fight like he did after him. And even at his point of death, he told Oyo people that they were never going to get someone like him. And guess what, my darlings? They never got. And that caused amalgamations between the Oyo Empire. Some people went to different places, but they all emerged from the Oyo Empire. So The old Oyo Empire was the strongest. Like I said, it was in the Yoruba mythology, it was the strongest. Even in the classification of all these gods, Ogun, Oya, and everything, everybody will still point to the fact, or history will still point to the fact that they all came from Oyo. We don't know how true this is. Like I said, they are historical events that happened. It was written. I believe it was written because it happened. Yeah, so that is it. So Oyo-Ile, as it was called back then, it was not a modern Oyo. Like I said, it has a lot of stories surrounding it, being the chosen places of so many Yoruba gods and warriors. Like I said earlier, the kings, and it has great reputation. According to history, even during the pre-colonial administration, like the white men that came, they had to like seek homage. Or like before, I'm a history student, or let me say government student, so I know little about pre-colonial administration. In most of the places that these white men colonized, or let me say European country colonized, they don't even bother to pay homage to the gods of the land. They go straight to colonize. But coming to Oyo, they went to pay homage, because Oyo is like the pillar that owed the whole of Yoruba. Remember that we were segregated into 3 major parts in Nigeria: the Hausa, the Igbo, and the Yorubas. Okay, the Yorubas, I can't say there is in the Hausa system of government. I think they have the Sakin Sakin Power, those sakin like that. They are the lawmakers, the kingmakers. Then they put they put an emir as a representative. Okay, and in Igbo culture, I'm not pretty sure, but I think they only have chiefs. They don't have kings. It's now that maybe when we check these movies and we see Igwe and the likes of them, I don't know, but back then during the pre-colonial administration, everybody, every man in his household is a chief, according to the history. So back to the background story. This is the story of Basharanga. He reigned as a prime minister in the Oyo Empire. Basharanga is an integral part of Oyo in politics, instrumental, military quests. It was everything in the 17th to 19th century. During the 17th century, the Oyo kingdom, the monarchy falling, they came into succession of uncharitable kings to the exalted throne. Okay, let me summarize this part. This part is trying to tell us that Basharanga was actually the one putting these kings on throne, which is not supposed to be so. Because after giving him the title of Basharun, this did not include how he was given the title of Basharun, but in the history, he was a warrior, he was the prime minister. Nobody actually gave Basharun. And in the Yoruba land, giving you Basharun is like, okay, the roles and the characteristics of a Basharun is like you're a kingmaker for a king. I don't know, like they have a bit of power over the king. Funny, yeah? But that's true. The Basharun or the Oyomesi is the kingmaker. They can tell a king commit suicide, and he will, because those 7 people are the representative of the country, the country they are ruling. Okay, so they are like, this is what they are the spokesmen of the people. So if they come to you and say, this is what we want from you as a king, that means that is what the people want. So they are saying it on behalf of the people. And if you see the movie, the first king that actually died, he committed suicide based on the request from Basharanga, from the Oyo Emesi to the chiefs and to the king. They gave him this calabash. He already understands. See, all these traditional things, they already understand how it works. But I'm pretty sure now we don't understand most things because we don't even do history anymore. And thank God for all these historical movies that are coming in on Netflix now. And I would tell you that I categorically give this movie a 10 of 10, because so far this year I've seen some couple of movies that are rated 7.6, but this movie is giving. Okay, I saw it today and I was happy for the outcome. I know it's an historical event that was, portrayed into a movie, but at the same time I'm so happy because they were able to portray very well. This is not the first time that they will copy a novel or copy an history and not even deliver they don't deliver. Nollywood don't deliver again these days. But I'm so glad they deliver in this movie, and they show us back to back. Okay, the only difference between this movie and the historical story or event was the lady that played the Nupe witch. Okay, she was a slave. She was enslaved from Nupe. Then they brought her to the kingdom of Oyo. Then Basharon decided that, oh, this will be my personal slave. And from there, he just told the woman that I want to have sex with you. The woman was like, if you want to earn my heart and my soul, you have to. If you want me to give you my heart and my soul, you have to earn it. Basharon was like, what? It was so mad, and at the end of the day, he made her his wife. Okay, so I actually thought that, because I've heard the downfall of Basharon, but I thought it was from a woman, because they usually say all these powerful men from the past are brought down by women. So I'm surprised like it wasn't brought down by women. It was brought down by these bad characters. I mean, the whole of Oyo conspired against him. He was a bad man to the core. He was just doing anyhow. Like, he will put a king on the throne and dethrone him. He has that much power, and the Oyo Messi are at his back. Like, they were giving him all the support that he can find and he can get. Okay, so it was so cruel. It was so brutal. It was very wicked. Like I said, he puts the king on the throne. He dethroned them. He told them what to do. At a point in the movie, he told one of the king to prostrate to him. He called him out of his palace to prostrate to him. The king was like, nah, this is the height of it. Because, bro, what? I'm the king. Yeah, like, give respect also who respect is due to, you get. But this man was like, no respect from me to you, and he mean business. And he was like, okay, you don't want to prostrate to me, don't worry. Best believe that this king died the next morning, beaten by a snake, of course sent by Basharuga. He had no mercy. And I think one of the things that was not properly portrayed in the movie is the slave institute part, because he really enslaved slave. Yes, he enslaved slave. He has so many women in his disposal, and in fact I can assure you that half of them are slaves, but they are beautiful. So he just like, he behaves like a king. You know, it is only a king of a town or king of a nation that will like, I want you, come, and there is nobody that would like object him. Basharon was like a king. Whatever he says stands. Nobody can withstand him. In fact, I love the role of Dele Odule. It was the king that reigned before the last king that conspired against Basharon and got him and killed him. So it was wise. It was ruling very wisely. He was able to confront Basharon at some point, but it didn't last long. He even lasted than every other kings. Okay, it lasted than every other kings. It was submissive, but at the same time, it was bold. It confronted him at some levels, and at the point where he got one of his sons killed, I was so happy, because you train all your sons to be governors and warriors under the states that are subordinate. In Oyo Imesi, only you, your family is Balogun, only you, your family is Iyalode, only you, your children are governors, your wives are good people. You will put in the king, you put the king on the throne and give them instructions. Oh, my family will be this, my family will be that, and they will be like, yes, because you have that much power on them. Okay, but I love the king. The king didn't even like stress himself. He also gave him conditions. Everybody is working by condition. And at the time he confronted him, I was like, one of your son went to fight war. Let him go and fight with one of my best warrior. The man cannot say no. Balogun is a very proud person. Yeah, very proud. So he obviously can't say no to things like that, because I think he's hurting his pride or something. I'll put his best way like that. Like, oh, you're hurting my pride. You want people to ridicule me. At the end of the day, they put Oyemekun to fight this great warrior, and he almost died. Then one of the brother came in to help him, and the brother was killed. I mean, even me was shocked, because I'm like, this king will die soon. A whole Balogun Bashorunga's son died, and you think you can rule in peace? My people, the man died though. That same night that thing happened, this man have pride. Bashorun have pride. He died. So in conclusion, nobody comes to him and goes scot-free. You come at him, you come at his family, you don't go scot-free. Okay, he makes sure that he gun you down. He removes king as a love. You don't just, in fact, in the beginning of the movie, they told us, or they showed us how he asked the old king to commit suicide, and the king committed suicide. And they say it was so powerful to the extent that it can turn into any animals. Like, if you want to be an elephant, it would be. And I think in some parts of the movies, it's shown that someone was an elephant, then he was able to turn back to man, and that was passion. It's so powerful. And I think one of the things they didn't reveal to us as well is they didn't even tell us where he got his power, though we were shown that he has a personal consultation. He has a personal what did they call these people, counselor. Now when I'm talking about counselor, I'm talking about the traditional one. Okay, he has an herbalist by his right side, and the man is doing a good work. But this one was killed by Bashorunga's son. Okay, the son was betrayed, but that was not what happened in the real life event. In the movie, the son was betrayed. His lover was married to his uncle. Bashorun made the uncle marry the girl. He obviously know that, okay, my last son loves this lady. Even after the uncle died, maybe he died at war. We were not told what happened. I think he died at war. Eventually, the woman came back home with his son, and the son was happy, like, oh, we can continue our love story. Oyemekun was happy that I can continue my love story with this woman. Then the father said, oh, I'm going to marry you, instead of just giving the lady to the son that love and cherish her. And that was where his war started. It started right in his household. Best believe that people really hated him, or they want him dead. But there's an adage in Yoruba that said, "Tikule obapani today ole pani." Yeah, if I don't know the translation in English, please, but well, wherever your downfall would come from, definitely from your household. That's if you're not being kind enough. But anytime you have a downfall, please, it is usually your best friends, your mother, your father, your brother, your family, people that are very, very close to you. That's what the adage says. So Bashorunga have absolute control of the political machinery of the old Oyo kingdom. This story is so long, so I'm going to stop the story. Back to the movie. The movie is just the story, the recap story of an historical event that happened. Like I've said, since I've been Kobe, I'm practically like explaining the movie and the background story all together. So I just think, I hope you really understand. So the movie is basically the story of Bashorun. It was misusing his power, and at the point he couldn't use them because the old villagers got mad at him. In fact, when he was captured, nobody, and guess what, his whole family was killed. Remember I said the last king conspired against him. The last king was the father to the lady that was supposed to marry Oyemekun, but Bashorun married her and then killed her, use her for sacrifice so he can recover from his paralyzing situation. Because immediately he killed the king that came after the king that captured him, he was paralyzed. In the background, in the historical events, we were told that it was poison, but in the movie we were not told how he got paralyzed. He just woke up from sleep, shouted, and was like, oh, you had the same dream, and he couldn't move his body. They obviously came to help him, but they couldn't help him. I don't know, he just became paralyzed. So for him to heal, there have to be some sacrifices made, and the only person they can use for the sacrifice is Basharun's youngest son, who is Oyemekun. Now he doesn't want to use his son, so he decided to use the son's lover, Yomidu. So he sacrificed her, killed her. The news got to the palace because the present king was her father, and he was very angry. He didn't even fight because obviously he won't be able to win Basharun. But you know what? He traveled all the way to the nearest village in Oyo to tell Are Ona Kakanfo. Hey Jehovah, like I said, it's an historical event, so if you are confused, you can just check the background story. You can just read it up. Even if you check the movie, you'll be a bit confused. You have to go and read the history. Yeah, but the movie is well explanatory. But there are some people that they don't have quick. You get what I'm saying? So if you know it will be a little bit difficult for you, you can check out the history. So he went to meet Are Ona Kakanfo, conspired with him, because Are Ona Kakanfo is like the second person that have warriors that can fight with him, apart from Basharun. Basharun is the greatest overall warrior, is the GOAT at the time. So Are Ona Kakanfo came after. He has army too, but they are not as powerful and solid like Basharun. So the king conspired with Are Ona Kakanfo, and they decided that they will attack when all his sons are around for a particular festival, and they will just attack them unknowingly. The day of the festival came. The Basharun's first son was obviously the strongest, and after the paralysis situation, Basharun was not as strong as he used to, so I think he was easily attacked, and because they were not prepared for war, they were easily attacked as well. So during the course of the party, the merriment, they attacked the household. They killed all of them, except the last son that escaped because he was in prison at the time that they were celebrating. He suffocated. He wanted to murder his father because he was angry that his father killed his lover. Okay, so he had a dispute with the father and they locked him up. Why they locked him up? And they were partying. Those things happened. He was able to escape. They shot him. In fact, he almost died. Thank God for the neighboring village that helped him. And even after knowing that it's Basharun's son, they wanted to give him away, but he just begged and begged. Then he changed his name from Oyemekun to Danbalaga. Something like that. I can't pronounce it, but something like that. That was why he was able to leave. Okay? But every other household of Basharunga was killed. Even all the slaves. Even the head slaves. I pity that guy. Because the guy is actually for the village, is actually for the community, but because he's a slave and a warrior to Basharun, he had to do what his master commanded him to do. I just felt bad that he had to die like that, and he protected the last son as well. Now note, when I say last born, it's not like the last child of Basharun. He still have smaller children, but it's like the youngest eldest son as at the time. Okay, so and that was how the movie ended, with the scene where they tied Basharun and his right hand man, his head of slave. They tied them to a tree and they burned them alive, guys. They burned them alive. And guess what? Why they burned him? They burned the whole of Oyo Imesi with him, because it took along so many things. Because after his death, there came amalgamation of the Oyo Imesi. The white men, the European men, were able to penetrate Oyo Imesi, and a lot of things actually happened. He was a bad man, but he held down Oyo Imesi in a great deal. He held it down. So when he was caught and killed, all those things that he held down, some of the subordinate countries or villages that are under Oyo Imesi, they now have the boldness to tell Oyo that they want to leave. They want to be amalgamated from Oyo, the effrontery. Anyways, they were amalgamated. They left. and that is why there's confusion. There's still a little bit of confusion in Yoruba land, that people will say, oh, I'm from this part of Yoruba land. No, you are from here. You people left from here to there. No, we are on our own. See Lagos and Egba now. It's just so funny. It says Lagos is not a particular Yoruba state. It's a no man's land. It's blah. Is there a state that is a no man's land? Some people actually settled, live, replenish and reproduce in that state before it became what it is today. So there is no man's land. Anyways guys, that brings us to the end of our movie review today. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you love it. Even if I'm not able to like recap, like give you the summary of like everything, but I hope you understand. The title is House of God, and I'm pretty sure you're going to check it out. It's a great watch. I give it a 10 of 10 so far this year. This is the movie that I saw that I'm really impressed. Yeah, the costume was great. The sentence, this is me always biting my tongue. Everything was great. The picture, the video quality, everything was great. Everything. The cast, they are so pretty much. I'm so very happy that nobody casted Odulade in this movie this time around, because any small historical movies, Odulade is there, and he's not even performing. I'm not 18, but he's not performing. Everybody have their niche. That's not his niche. He talks way too much. I'm sorry, Uncle Ade, but please try to be reducing that. Keep your steez and compulsions, you know. Femi Branch did a very great and awesome job. Oh, and I forgot to tell you people that Funke Akindele is in the House of God. It's been long I saw her casted in movies that are not her own. She's always the main character or like featured in her own movie. So I'm so glad that this is not Scene One production, this is not fan production, and Funke Akindele is there. Of course, she was the first wife of Basharuga, and she's giving it hot. She was respected and loved, and I'm so glad. Then Toyi Abraham is the junior sister to Basharuga, and she played her role perfectly. Forget everything that I said about that woman online. She is a real MVP. She's a good actress as well, and she played her role effectively. The likes of Femi Adebayo and all those old Dele Odule. There's Latif Ade. Oh Jesus, guys! Latif betrayed his brother, and it was cute. His brother was Basharuga, but you know, in a movie review, it's not everything that you'll be able to cover. So it's just a review to tell you guys that it's a great watch, and it is a great watch. So if you check out the movie, you understand better. So I hope you make good choices. Take care of yourself. Be safe out there, guys. Please. There's a lot of danger going on now. Do not involve yourself in one. Yes, stay safe, be good, take care of your family, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.